President Trump delivers his State of the Union address Tuesday night. So what do I want to hear from the president? Well, I don't want Mr. Nice Guy, that's for sure. Hey, everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. A story from Politico came out on Monday morning asking the question, will President Trump play it nice, as he has in two other addresses to a joint session of Congress? And my reaction is, I kind of hope not. I think on most issues, the president should be bipartisan, be unifying, a unifying figure at this time in America, somebody who will reach across the aisle and at least sound like he is working with the Democrats, welcome them in and try to build some consensus. But when it comes to the issue of immigration, my hope is that President Trump really punches the Democrats right in the face. Why? Because they need it. And the American people need to know exactly why we're still debating a border wall, border fence, border barrier, whatever you want to call it. My hope is that the President of the United States calls out Nancy Pelosi as she's sitting right behind him over his shoulder, doing that angry look that she does whenever she really can't say something, but she knows that she's on camera, and she also knows that she wants to say something, but can't. It's kind of this face, like that. She's licking her teeth or something. I'm not real sure what's going on. But I'm really hoping that the president goes off on Nancy Pelosi and Democrats for being irrational and really getting in the way of border security on the U.S.-Mexico border. Remember, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats have voted before for border wall funding. They have voted before for a fence on the border, and I want the president of the United States to call out the Democrats on this. I would love to see the president call, kind of have a roll call of Democrats who have voted for a border wall, border fence in the past, only to stand up now and say that it's immoral somehow, and it's wrong and racist, and that it'll never work, and that it's evil for America. That's what I would love to see from the president. I would love for the president to come out and also smack around the Democrats on the rising tide of anti-Semitism within the party, and also the rise of socialism, with folks like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the audience. Not to call her out by name, don't elevate her any more than she's already been elevated, but to call out the threat of socialism in the Democrat Party in the United States and compare it to what we're seeing in Venezuela and how we're seeing the people in Venezuela rise up against socialism and cry out for democracy in that nation. I would love to hear the president come out and talk about how it is a danger that we're seeing a rise in socialism in America, and it's something that must be combated, something that must be taken on head first, really, in this country. I would love for the president to come out and do this. I would also love for the president to come out and tackle the very difficult, very sad issue of third trimester abortion, what we're seeing playing out in Virginia and in New York and in other states across the country that are looking at doing this. Remember, the governor of Virginia, at least as of this moment, who said last week on a radio show, WTOP in Virginia, that hey, listen, after the baby is born, we'll make the baby comfortable. Then a conversation will happen between the mother and physician. That to me is very dangerous and very, very sad language to be hearing. And I hope the president talks about that. Finally, the president, when he comes out, something that people say he has to be, weary of is, striking too hard at the Democrats. Why? The Democrats aren't going to play ball with this president. We know that. The Democrats are going to resist at every twist and turn. Maybe the president can get the Democrats on board on some issues like infrastructure spending. But other than that, the Democrats are in full resistance mode for President Trump. They're not going to go along with him on the border wall. They're not going to go along with him on immigration. They're not going to go along with him on a wide range of issues for a couple of reasons. One, the base doesn't want him to. Two, 2020 is coming up, and they don't want to work with President Trump when they know they have a presidential election around the corner. And they might believe that a Democrat can take down President Trump. And if that's able to happen, then they can get through any number of pieces of legislation on Democrat terms. So for President Trump, what do you have to lose? Go after the Democrats, call them out for their hypocrisy, call them out for standing in the way of border security, call them out for socialism, call them out for the issue of third trimester late term abortion. Call them out on these issues. Say that America, the State of the Union, is doing great. The State of the Union is strong. But we have some issues in one particular party. We have some issues along the border that need to be taken care of. That's what I want to hear from this president on Tuesday night. What about you? What do you want to hear from the president? Let me know in the comments section below, and tune in to the Chad HD Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and yes, 790 AM KFYO.